Hey everybody, Playtendo Guy here, and welcome to my top 10 games of 2017. 2017 has no doubt been one of the best years for gaming I've seen in a very long while. It's seen loads of quality games made in Japan being released, the welcome return of Nintendo, and some great new IPs. Seriously, this year has been crazy as there's been plenty of games being released month after month. There's been a huge amount of quality titles released that honestly it's been hard to keep up with them. Compiling this list has also been hard due to the amount of brilliant titles released. But nevertheless, here is my top 10 games of 2017. Enjoy! Kicking the list off at number 10 is Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Ever since the Switch was released in March, there had been constant rumours of this Mario & Rabbids crossover, and many scoffed it to be some sort of April Fools. But lo and behold, the game was announced at E3 and boy, it did look interesting. The game, when it was finally released, put all the naysayers to shame as it was an incredibly enjoyable strategy game. And while it was similar to the XCOM franchise, it did enough to stand out, with plenty of fun and hard fights to keep you on your toes and some clever and fun mechanics to always keeping things fresh. Mario & Rabbids look amazing for a Switch game with some super high production values that really do shine on Nintendo's new hardware. Mario & Rabbids is a success and certainly one of the games to get for the Switch. At number 9, Injustice 2. Fighting games this gen have been rather disappointing as many of them lack any content. Games like Street Fighter V and most recently Tekken 7 were all great games, but there wasn't a lot of content there. Thankfully, the same can't be said for Injustice 2. The DC Superhero Fighter sequel features a huge and lengthy single-player story mode that is incredibly enjoyable, adding loads of ever-changing content thanks to the multiverse. There is always something new to play, and with plenty of characters to choose from, with plenty of fun combos to pull off, Injustice 2 is not only the best fighter of the year, it's the best one of this generation. At number 8, Yakuza Zero. The Yakuza franchise is a series that has been rather unnoticed by many a gamer, but 2017 has seen Sega trying to make the series more popular over here with the release of a couple of games. Zero is the best Yakuza game released this year, acting as a prologue to the main series. The game is set in the 80s and follows series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu and his rival Goro Majima and how they become the men they are today. The story is strong with plenty of drama and funny moments. Its combat is brutal and incredibly enjoyable, and while the city of Kamurocho may be small, there's plenty of fun to be had with a huge amount of quality mini-games and side quests which kept me coming back to Zero months after its release. Number 7. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. After last year's Uncharted 4, many folks thought that was it for the series, well, at least for a few years. Lost Legacy started off as a small DLC for Uncharted 4, but the game proved so big it became a standalone title. And while it's about half the length of Uncharted 4, its 6 to 8 hour story is an utter joy. Its tale is brisk and very enjoyable with no padding at all. Giving Nate a rest and giving Chloe and Nadine more screen time was a great decision as these characters really did shine, and showed the series could continue without its leading man. Lost Legacy can sit side by side with the best entries in the series as it's one very impressive game. Number 6. Metroid: Samus Returns. After 2010's divisive entry Other M, the Metroid franchise seemed to have been on hold for the past few years. Last year we had a spin-off called Metroid Federation Force, which was okay but flopped real bad. So it's a nice surprise that the 3DS had another Metroid game this year, a proper one if you will. Samus Returns is a full-on remake from the ground up of the Game Boy original, and for a remake, Castlevania developers Mercury Steam did a stunning job with it. Adding plenty of new content, some amazing new powers, brilliant graphics, and that same great addicting Metroid gameplay as well, delivering the best Metroid game since arguably Metroid Prime 3 Corruption that released some 10 years ago. With the Switch getting Metroid Prime 4, here's hoping the future's bright for Metroid once again. At number 5, we have Horizon Zero Dawn. Creating a new IP can be hard, but you gotta give it to Sony as they always deliver, providing new experiences to their players. Horizon Zero Dawn is a beautiful game with plenty of jaw-dropping vistas to explore, and it also features one of the best and most thrilling action RPG combat I've seen in a while. Its story is also entertaining and picks up especially nearing the end for the build-up for the inevitable sequel. It's an amazing game with some incredible moments and some really fun missions. There is plenty to enjoy in this epic. There's a bright future for this franchise, and I can't wait to see what Guerrilla Games does with the series next. Of all the games on the list, Nier Automata is certainly the strangest game of them all. It's a game with a narrative that doesn't really come together until you play it 3 times, but ultimately the story payoff is worth it as it's a mature and touching tale. Automata's combat is strong and very enjoyable, which isn't a surprise considering this is developed by action games masters Platinum Games. The open world of Nier is ravaged by war and destruction, but its inhabitants and their stories give this game a lot of heart. It's also a game that isn't afraid to break the fourth wall now and then with plenty of iconic and strange moments. Nier Automata stands tall as one of the best games of 2017 as it's a stunning game that is an utterly unforgettable experience that everyone should try. At number 3 we have Persona 5. Persona 5 is probably the most stylish and confident game I've ever played. Its unique art style is so bold and brilliant, from its combat UI to menus, heck even the loading screens are all eye-catching. But it isn't all about the art style, as Persona 5 is arguably the best RPG on the PS4, with a strong and slightly dark tale of a bunch of youths trying to change the hearts of corrupt adults. It's a very engaging story. As for the gameplay, the game is basically 2 games in one, as you have to juggle your school and social life whilst also entering dungeons fighting demons. It's certainly an addictive game that will last you well over 80 hours and is one of the PS4's best games. Just missing the top spot at number 2 we have Super Mario Odyssey. Another stunning Switch exclusive, Mario Odyssey is an absolute joy to play that you'll be smiling from beginning to end. It's that brilliant. Stopping Bowser's wedding to Peach is a fun one and is a perfect excuse to explore all these fantastic areas. Feeling like a Mario 64 successor, Odyssey's many different areas may look small at first, but they have hordes of secrets and moons to nab, and it does bring back feelings of Mario 64, as you're always accomplishing something. The mechanic of the possession ability is an absolute masterstroke that makes you want to experiment and explore the areas to find secrets, and I really hope it does return in a future Mario game. The game also has plenty of nods to the series, with plenty of references to older Mario games. Without doubt, this is Mario's strongest game since the Galaxy games, and dare I say it even eclipsed them. If this was any other year, Odyssey would have been at number 1, but one game has just beat it to the post. Number 1, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nintendo really did kick off 2017 and the Switch's launch with an amazing and phenomenal game. Breath of the Wild is my game of the year because it's a brilliant, beautiful and huge reinvention of a classic franchise. The years of waiting and delays proved to be worth it, as Breath of the Wild is an utterly unforgettable experience. Playing as Link, who's been asleep for over 100 years as he tries to piece together what happened all those years ago whilst trying to put a stop to Ganon, is one of Nintendo's best. And the humongous world of Hyrule is so beautiful and jam-packed full of secrets that you'll be returning and finding new places and things to do months after completing it. Breath of the Wild offers a huge amount of freedom and a great aspect of survival. Its combat is also hugely improved from previous games, as Breath of the Wild is a journey you do not want to miss, and without doubt the greatest game Nintendo has made in a very long while, and it is my game of the year for 2017. Thank you very much for watching my top 10. Do you agree with my list? Tell me your favourite games of 2017 in the comments section below. And again, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have a great 2018. Until next time, happy gaming. Bye.